Hey guys, welcome back to the Reloading Bench. Merry Christmas, and it's not Happy Holidays, it's Merry Christmas. Today we're going to be talking about cleaning your rifle after the season. So we're going to kind of break it down into three parts. I'm going to first talk about some prevention, what you can do to take care of your rifle in the field and maintain it. Then I'm going to talk about the equipment and chemicals you need to clean your gun properly, and then we'll actually go through the process of cleaning it. If you're only going to do one thing in the field to prevent crap from getting in your gun, it would be electrical tape on the muzzle. That is number one for me. You can use electrical tape like I did, so I just put a strand on this way, strand on that way. When you shoot it, it just completely blows off. I encourage you guys to go to the range, zero your rifle, put the tape on, see if the electrical tape changes your point of impact. On none of my guns it does, but I encourage you guys to try for yourselves. The other thing that works well is to take a medical glove or a shop glove, and you can just cut one finger off it, put it on the end of your barrel, and then tape it around the bottom there. And same thing, when you shoot, you'll never notice it just blows into pieces. Doesn't affect your point of impact at all. Another thing that I'm a big proponent of is keeping some tools and some equipment in the field in case you do have any issues. Of course, I'm biased, but I believe in this so much that we custom made these cheek rests, and they perform a bunch of different functions. They hold 8 shells, and they're covered over, so if it rains or snows or whatever, you don't get moisture on your ammunition, or you don't lose them in the field as you're hiking down the trail. A lot of the other cheek rests out there, it looks like this. They just have a elastic band kind of velcroed onto the side of your cheek rest, and quite often I've used them in the past, and all you do is lose ammunition down the trail because these can get bumped out fairly easily. In our cheek rests as well, we put a little plastic sleeve here, so you can put in a range card, dope for wind, whatever you want, just anything with a quick reference that you may need to look at while you're out hunting. And closure on it. If it's too bulky for you, you can just take this right off and throw it in your pant pocket or whatever. So in this portion is where I keep my field essentials. So I'll show you what I use. So Remington oil wipes. These things are awesome. It's a great oil. It weighs nothing. It comes in a little sheet already pre-oiled. So if you get a bunch of moisture down in between your stock and your barrel, you can slide this under your barrel between the stock just to get any rain out. I had one trip, and it was a week-long trip, where I got a small little twig down the end of my barrel because I didn't put electrical tape on it. And ever since that, I've carried a boar snake in the field. I don't even know if I've really used a boar snake. I never use it in my home cleaning process, but I have it in my range bag just in case I do get any debris down the barrel. And it can be from either end. You may get some debris, or pine needles are terrible. I always get pine needles around my bolt as you're going through the trees. So it's just to get any kind of debris out like that. I have a wrench for every Allen key, every size Allen key on my rifle that I need. On my rifle it's only 2. If I decide to take my muzzle brake off, I have a thread protector there. I have the original cap that came with my scope, so usually when I'm doing target practice, my custom turret I only trust out to about 500 meters or so. After that, I'll put the standard minute of angle turret on and shoot like that. And the other thing I never leave home without, and I have this in every rifle range bag, is a dime. And I'll show you guys. These bolts were designed to take the whole bolt apart with your shoelaces on your boot and a dime. And I'll show you how that can be done very easily. So as far as prevention gear goes, the other thing I didn't mention is trying to cover over your gun as much as you can. I use a backpack with a rifle scabbard in it, so I actually have a sleeve that kind of fits over till about there, and then it goes in my backpack. So even if it rains, it's mostly out of the weather. You're not going to keep it all out, but it's something. If you're running a standard backpack, anything over the rifle to keep the weather off, it'll help you out. That can be one of those cheap game bags, or a couple pillowcases, just anything to keep everything off. And the big thing too is keeping your lenses clear. On all my scopes, I either run lens caps, front and back, and lately I've been using a neoprene sleeve. I find it quicker just to get off. And I'm going to break a major rule today as I'm cleaning. I don't have a neoprene cover to go over this, but usually I'll have the neoprene cover over it at all times. It prevents all those bangs and dents you get in your gun safe. And more importantly, when you're doing your cleaning, especially your board cleaning, you're using some pretty nasty chemicals, and the last thing you want to do is get any of those chemicals on your coated lenses, because it will take the coats off lenses and wreck your glass. So be very careful when you are cleaning with exposed glass. We'll wrap ours up today just so we don't have any mistakes.